Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is an exciting day. I'm out for a morning ride, and by the time I get back I will have reached 1,000 miles on my Spyder. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about my 1,000-mile report card, so stick around. So a few things I want to talk about for my 1,000-mile report card are initial quality and reliability, drivability, sort of the whole usability and convenience factor of this, the affordability, and we'll talk a little bit about fuel economy. I think for me, if you're new here and haven't followed my channel, I'm new to a Spyder, 56 years old. I've not had any type of motorcycle or Spyder before. I do have a Vespa, but that's for low speeds and cruising around beaches in Florida. I do have my motorcycle endorsement, but this gives you the perspective of I'm pretty much a newbie to on-road riding. But so that's to set the perspective, and I'm sure as we go through some of these topics, you'll have different opinions and different experience, but this is sort of my report card as I chronicle my journey with the Spyder. So the first one I want to start off with is initial quality and reliability. That's the elephant in the room for me, and it hasn't been pleasant. So I'll just say right out of the gate, my report card score for initial quality and reliability would be a big fat F. And I know you're thinking, what the F, Mitch? Why would you say that? I haven't had any problems, and I've got tons of miles on my Spyder. But again, I've had quite a few problems. So just a quick recap. At 100 miles, I had an oil leak. I had a coolant leak. The coolant leak led to a new cylinder head, which was about 3.5 months in the shop after I bought it. So you can imagine, at 100 miles, I was disappointed. So after I overcame that, got the bike back, 300 miles, the battery died, had to be replaced. Kind of common issue, but still something I didn't want to deal with. And then again at 500 miles, I had another oil leak. So I went back to the shop for 2 more weeks. And during all of that, I noticed that my trunk hatch lid did not lock either, and I fixed that myself. So the reason for that, oh my gosh, this guy is all over the road. So the reason for that F is all of those problems, between 0 and 500 miles. I think I shouldn't have had any of those issues, to be honest. I think that's something that should not make it to the customer. I've said this in my 500-mile review, that this is not a brand new machine. This is not something I bought brand new, first year, never been made before. I would expect some issues, but this bike has several generations. So yes, I give it an F for initial quality and reliability. Now the reliability part, catch me at 10,000 miles. If I'm still making YouTube videos and I make a 10,000-mile review and I've had 0 problems from 500, then it's going to average up, right? That F's going to turn into a B maybe, or a C, or an A. I just don't know. But right now, it's been a disappointing experience. Did BRP take care of me? Yeah, they fixed it, and they knew who I was, and I had to kind of, go to blows with them to get attention and get it fixed, but it was fixed. So the next thing just brings me to drivability, how this thing drives. This thing drives awesome. If you're on the fence or worried about driving one, go for it. Take a test drive, buy one. I can say with absolute confidence they are dream machines to drive. Now mine's a sea to sky, so maybe mine drives slightly different than an RT or some of the other models, but I have no complaints. Rides well, drives well. I do not have an aftermarket sway bar. I haven't done that, but this machine goes down the road straight. and I have no problems with it. I don't wrestle with it. It just cruises. It's big. I feel safe. It has enough power. So I would say on the drivability front, I give this thing B+, A-. A couple little quirks, transmission sometimes is a little herky-jerky. Makes the big, what they call Can Am clunk going into reverse. And, jerks and bucks here and there, but yeah, I think it drives well, and I have no complaints on the drivability of this machine. I would take this thing across country as far as comfort goes. It's going to be a bluster from that truck. So for like comfort and convenience, love it. This thing has lots of storage. You got your front, you got your side bins, you got your back. You could put stuff in it. Look at that, another Spyder rider. Nice. You can take this thing to the grocery store if you so choose. I take it to the doctor's office. I drive it around. I run errands in it. Again, lots of space. You can carry things. It's just very convenient, probably more so than a two-wheeler, but I guess you've got more real estate to deal with to take and haul things. And on that same note of convenience and comfort, it rides two up well. My wife and I go on rides. It's got air suspension. It self-levels. I don't really notice that she's on the back. It just goes down the road. So it's a great two-up machine as well. So comfort, convenience, I give this thing an A. It is a comfortable machine to ride on. No complaints. Talking about fuel economy, I think, and I don't know if others agree, I knew what I was getting. It does take premium fuel. It does have a 7-gallon, I think a little over 7-gallon fuel tank. I wish it got better mileage, and I wish it had a bigger tank. I know some say, hey, it's not a big deal. I can drive and stop every 150 miles, which is about what I get when I fill it up. But it seems like I'm always filling it up, and it's a little cumbersome to fill up occasionally with the nozzle. Not a big deal, but if on my wish list, if they ask me, give it another gallon or 2 or 3, or get the mileage up there a little bit. I am getting around 35. I know some people don't even get that. I think 34 point something was one of my tanks, and actually 37 was one tank. So that was good. But what I wish for more, yes. I wish it could go a little farther, and maybe you got 50 or 60, but I get it. It's a big machine. It's got to push down the road, and you're carrying cargo and whatnot, but I'm sure that'll improve in the future. So fuel economy for me, I'm going to give it a C. Could be better, but not uneasy to live with. Don't pull out there, guy. So then it comes to cost of initial purchase, and I think cost of ownership. And this is where I have another dilemma, and where Part Card might suffer a bit. These are not cheap machines. This machine in 2024 retailed for, I think, $32.99. I didn't pay $32.99, but just looking at MSRP, I know these are highly sophisticated machines. The parts probably come from all over the world. They're probably expensive to make and produce, but I don't know. The MSRP to me, compared to some vehicles I've purchased, seems expensive. Would everybody probably like something cheaper? Yes. Did I still buy it? Yes. But I didn't pay full MSRP. I got a little over $5,000 off of MSRP. I think it was 53 or 52 something. So considering that, that's probably where I'd like the price to start. Instead of $32.99, maybe it starts at $27. Obviously, the market isn't for these. They're not getting full MSRP, so maybe they need to realize that. But did I have to buy a Sea to Sky? No, I didn't. I got a good deal, and so I bumped up to this level, but not everybody needs a Sea to Sky. So yeah, overall price, I think it could be cheaper. What's the other part of the price to me is the long-term ownership price because I've had so many problems. And again, I know that reliability can improve over time, but I've got like a 2-year window to make the decision on extended warranty. And I'm leaning towards doing that just because of the problems I've had. And I know a lot of you haven't had any problems, but for me, I've got to figure that into the cost equation now, because I'm leaning towards buying an extended warranty. So that's an additional, cost on top of purchasing this machine that I'm going to have to put out for. Now again, that's not everybody, and that's just me. That's a personal choice. So just something to consider. But that's where I'm at, The extended warranty is probably $800, $1,200. I'm seeing varying quotes and costs for it. So that's just something else that I'm going to spend for peace of mind. And the insurance isn't too bad. I've never, like I said, never had motorcycles, but I go through State Farm. My insurance doesn't seem unreasonable what I pay a year for this. So it's not one of those things that, I go, oh my God, I got this thing and now I've got this huge insurance bill. It seems pretty economical to me. So I think for overall cost, I don't know, right around a B. If I'm going to use my grading system, but overall, I am happy with this machine. If I had to give it a grade for overall, I think it gets a B. I think it's a solid machine. It's got its quirks. I've had my problems, but I do enjoy it. I feel safe. I want to ride it. I don't regret it at this point. I did sell a vehicle to get this machine, and I'm enjoying it. So no regrets thus far at 1,000 miles. Hope to see you guys at 10,000 miles. So anyway, that's my pretty quick overview for 1,000 miles. I hope you liked the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.